When I look back at all the new games I played for the first time in 2022, I wanted to narrow it down to one that was the best for me, and not necessarily because it was released this past year. In today's video, I will tell you which game caught my imagination the most, 5 reasons why I like it, and 1 reason why I don't, here today on Legendary Tactics. I played some interesting games for the first time this past year, and there were a bunch of candidates for my pick of the year. Genotype, a game about pea plants and genetics, was surprisingly fun. I finally got a copy of D-Day at Omaha Beach, and that one definitely deserves an honorable mention. And GMT's Versailles 1919 is also great. But the game of the year for me was a bit of a surprise, even to myself. It is Space Empires 4X. The game itself is not much to look at, but it has so much going for it that I had to name it as my game of the year. The first thing that I like about it is that it has a design that is true to the 4X experience. For those of you not in the know, 4X is short for Explore, Expand, Exploit, and Exterminate. If you have played a video game like Stellaris or Civilization, this game holds true to that spirit and has exactly that feel. If you are a fan of that kind of game, you'll likely love Space Empires 4X. The second thing that I like about it is that it has an element of fog of war. It's a simple thing, but the fact that another player's ships are hidden from view until revealed in battle adds a whole new dimension to the game. Not only that, the technology that they are outfitted with is hidden as well. Allowing bluffing and posturing alters the gameplay significantly and makes it so much more interesting and exciting to play. The third thing that I enjoy about it is the sense of discovery that it provides. Even though one's own home solar system always has the same component parts, it's a different layout every time, and it is so much fun to discover that layout and begin to work it to your advantage. And then, when one begins to explore deep space, there are so many different and mostly deadly things that you can run into. It really conveys a sense of exploration and the risk that entails. Not only is the layout of deep space different each game as well, but in many cases not all the white-backed deep space counters are used, meaning that the distribution of the different things you encounter changes every time. The fourth thing that I like about it is that it is so satisfying to set up your empire. Once you have the lay of the land, it's about setting things up in the most efficient manner, balancing logistical considerations with both offensive and defensive positioning. How should you move your merchant ships to enable fast deployment? Should you build a shipyard right up front where it is vulnerable but which allows you to quickly and efficiently reinforce your invasion of a neighboring civilization? And the technological development of both you and your opponents adds another tantalizing layer to all these decisions. And the fifth and final reason I like it is the variety. For instance, the rules are completely customizable. Don't want to play with mines or raiders? Don't play with them. Want to add complexity or decrease complexity? There are guidelines in the rulebook, and the expansions simply add rules that one can choose to play with or avoid. The variety of ship types also add a lot of interest and variety to the game, especially as the weaker ships usually come with abilities that can be upgraded to ensure they are always relevant. While each technology and ship adds more capability to a fleet, each has their counter, allowing opponents to respond to the surprises an enemy space empire sends their way. And now for the one thing I don't like about Space Empires 4X. While some have criticized the combat as being too luck-based, I think the combat system is serviceable, with just enough tactical decision-making to ensure it is interesting. Instead, for me, it is the bookkeeping. At the cottage this summer, we were in the middle of a 4-player game, completely engrossed, when someone came in and saw what we were doing. He jokingly said that it looked like we were playing Spreadsheet, the board game. There is a strong element of bookkeeping to this game. While the paper pad provided does make it reasonably straightforward to track everything, it does require attention to detail, especially if you are playing with the rule that technological advances must be retrofitted to existing ships at a spaceport, meaning that older ships operate differently than the newest ones rolling off the production line. While it is both logical and interesting to play with that rule, it does require tracking it. And so the bookkeeping side of it can drag the game down a bit. Playing the beta release of the digital version on Board Game Arena, everything flows a lot more smoothly. But with the paper and cardboard version, I could see a lot of players getting frustrated with this part of the game. So those are my thoughts on the game that I enjoyed the most in 2022. What was your game of the year? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. This is Legendary Tactics.